Hi, Eric Gibaud, ericgibaud.com, and today I'm going to speak about something that many people speak about, but you realize that not many understand exactly what it is. I want to speak of quality of light quality, when we refer to flashes, whether it's a Cobra flash, a studio flash, a camera flash, doesn't matter, any flash to make photography. So let's start. Well, how to start without offending anyone? It's a bit hard. So, maybe you want to buy a brand of flashes, or you've heard some brands speaking about quality of light, and you believe they have the best light quality. But really, before people start commenting, thinking I'm pointing at Phottix, because Phottix is the brand that always speaks about light quality. Everything they say is light quality. So it's not against Phottix. It's just to make sure people realize what light quality is and exactly what it means, how it affects the way we light, because people are actually making a confusion between light quality and lighting quality, which is really different. A particle of light is a particle of light. There is no good particle of light and bad particle of light. If we look at oxygen, a molecule of oxygen is a molecule of oxygen. It's one molecule of oxygen. There is not a good one and a bad one. If we speak about air, then it's different, because you have dioxide of carbon, you can have sand in the air, you have oxygen obviously, but you have good air quality and bad air quality is like this. So if we look at lighting, yes, you have better or worse lighting, but light is light and a particle of light is light. That's it. So we're going to see what's the difference and how light quality should be used, understood, at least how to understand it, how to use it. Well, I'm not sure you will go to the end of the video, because at the end I give titles and all this and things like that. But just to say that if you wish to make a donation, I really appreciate. I'll leave you my PayPal account here and also in description. So donation welcome. Thank you. So let's carry on. So to illustrate, so many people look at a picture and they look and they say, whoa, what a great light quality. No, you are not seeing light quality. I mean, maybe you have a special device so you can measure light in the way that you see the particles, or I don't know. But what you're probably doing is not this. What you're doing is evaluating or looking at the lighting quality, the way it looks. And when you really understand that, you realize that the light quality is just a small part I will speak about, but the rest is the aspect, and very often this aspect is not even given by the flash itself, but by modifiers like softbox, umbrellas, all this, that gives like a hard shadow, hard light, soft light. You see the shadows that are really marked or really soft, it depends, really hard or really soft. And really, this is not much to do with the flash, but with the modifiers you're actually using, and with the person that are using them, whether it's a light person in charge of lighting, or it's a photographer himself. So we're gonna see the difference, see what does what, and why people are making a big confusion with that. The only point that I would say, yes, this is light quality, this is the way invisible light is getting filtered. I speak about infrared and ultraviolet because nowadays in digital this is not really a problem, because the sensors have some filters, so it doesn't affect the result, in the color result in the picture. But when we were working with analog photography, film photography, yes, infrared and ultraviolet would affect the results. So normally you had to use some filters in front of your flash, or the best flashes had filtered light, so you didn't have these issues. It means that it was completely normal to pay a lot of money for a brown color flash or a Phottix flash, because this aspect of the light was really fine-tuned, okay? So it was a guarantee not to get color problem with your film. But nowadays in digital, it's not justified to pay that money because of this point. You may pay that money for other reason, other features of your flash, but not because of the way they were filtering ultraviolet or infrared, because now it's really pointless, unless you work with film photography, obviously. So what's important when we pick a flash? Well, I would say stability. First, power. It means that doesn't matter which power you're using, if you're a quarter of power or full power, doesn't matter, that it is stable. It means if you make 10 pictures in a row, you have the same power. You don't get less and then higher and then less. Otherwise, you will be overexposed, well exposed, underexposed, well exposed, overexposed, and this is a nightmare. You want that all the shots, one after one, have the same power you fixed, okay? Then you want color stability. You fix your color normally between 5400 and 5700 Kelvin, but you want to be really stable, because you don't want that between each picture the color is shifting, like warmer, cooler. That's a nightmare. And not just between shot, but also when you change power. It means if your flash is giving 5400 Kelvin at full power, when you on a tenth of a power, you also want 5400 Kelvin. You don't want that to change. So this is what justifies very often that you pay extra for this stability, because although in digital you can correct in post-production, this is a nightmare. So yes, you are willing to pay to have stability. Another point that is important and depends on the flash head is the way the beam of light actually looks. It means like if this is square like this, I will have a square light. So how will this spread the light in a softbox? Not the same way this way, that if it was round, or if it was a bulb like this of an AD200 or a studio flash, for example, it's not the same thing. If you actually bounce the light against a wall, against an umbrella, will it look different? So all this is going to affect the beam of light that comes out of the flash. Is due to the head, the way it works, the way it looks, and the way it's built, and that will give some kind of quality of the original beam of light. Obviously, when you use your flash, if you bounce it or you put it in a softbox or on an umbrella, whether doesn't matter. It's not the same thing if it's direct or if it's bounced. It will look different. For example, there are some flashes when you shoot against a wall, you actually see the line here. You see the line that's on the lighting. So that's a problem. So the head will be a problem on direct lighting. Same thing, you may have some hot spots. It means this, maybe there's more light coming out of this part and less here, or more here, less there, so the light is not even, so that may be a problem. So the flash head is really important on the beam quality, the aspect you're actually getting, okay? When you actually start to analyze a picture, well, more than analyze a picture, when you look at the making of and you actually see the gear that has been used and you see the modifiers, softbox. By the way, many people speak about octobox and softbox, and they refer softbox as square or rectangle. But actually, this is not this way. They all are softbox, and some are square, some are octobox, some are rectangle, some are round, some have 8 faces, other have more than that. Okay, so they all are softboxes, but this is just a small point. Okay, but then you also have umbrellas, you have snoots, you have many things. I'm not getting into each, also the colors of each. I mean, you have some white, silver, gold, all this. Also, you can use gels to give colors to your beam of light. So actually, the result you get has not much to do with the original beam that is getting out of your flash. You just give the shape and colors you want to your beam of light. But many people forget that flash heads are thought to work in a way for a specific modifier, okay? And many modifiers are thought for a specific flash, and this is what we're going to speak right now. And this is where there is a problem. When you look at the head of a flash, I mean, this one is a Cobra flash, so it's not too relevant, but when you look at other flashes like studio flashes, or this is an AD200 with a bulb like this, sometimes you have bare bulb that are flat like this, okay? other, well, flat, round but flat, not as deep. Some other, they have a PIXI ball on it. Others, like Manfrotto, you have a different system. So it means the way light is getting out of the flash, the beam of light, is actually has a shape. And if the accessory you're using, the modifier you're using, is not thought for this flash head, then it will not spread the light the same way. It will not look the way you thought. It means that maybe you spend a lot of money on a Manfrotto flash, but then if you don't have money left and you buy just a normal modifier, they're not thought to work together. It means light will not be traveling properly in the modifier, so you will not get the result you were paying for. And this is not Manfrotto's fault, it's not the modifier's fault, it's just because they're not built to work together. So the other way around also, sometimes you buy a cheaper flash because you cannot afford a more expensive flash, and then you get a really good modifier on the bad flash. And the same problem. This modifier was designed to work with a specific flash head, and if you don't give the same head, although you can mount it because there are some adapters, you may not get the result you were expecting. So it's really important, especially if you're spending money on a good flash, you also need to spend money on good modifiers so they are thought to work together. Otherwise you will not get the shape of light you were expecting, and you've been throwing your money in the bin. That's simple. When buying a flash, there are other aspects like solidity and things like this, but this is not the idea of this video. The idea is about light quality and quality of light, and what actually people call quality of light, realize that it is quality of lighting, which is really different. Okay, so what I would like people to realize is that too often they think about the flash unit, but they don't think about the modifiers. And the modifier is to the flash what a lens is to a camera. You don't buy a camera without thinking of what lenses you will use. Well, you shouldn't buy a flash without thinking about what modifiers you will use. So it means that once a flash is actually giving you a stable power and also a stable light color, well, it's okay. What's important is how it will work with the modifier. So it means you don't need to spend a lot of money to get proper lighting, nice lighting. You need to know how to use it, how to shape light, use the right modifiers together with the right flash, but you don't need to spend a fortune. If you decide to spend more money on a flash, it's for other reason. It may be because it's a flash with a battery and it recycles faster. How many flashes can you do with one battery, single charge, things like this, or if it's weatherproof or whatever. But this has nothing to do with light quality, just there are features that give you better experience using the flash, better safety or better many things, but it's not really about light quality. So it's important that you don't forget that any flash, once it is stable in power and stable in color, will be fine. You need to use the right modifiers with it, and that's it, and shape the light you want, shape the look, shape everything. But it's not just the flash unit, it's all together, modifiers plus flash. So I hope you like this video. If you feel it may help other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a small button on here, also a small bell. If you click on the bell, get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. I also leave you links to my gear on Amazon, also links to other part of my YouTube channel, also a link to my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. I thank you very much for it, and take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.